Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Baldur's Gate 3. So in the last episode we slaughtered an entire Creche of Gith Yankee. But something I realised in between episodes that I didn't think to do was actually speak with dead on all these people.
The corpse remains silent.
Perfect. But now I've actually cast that, I think it will work such that I can talk to anybody that is possible to talk to. Oh, hello. I can talk to this lady. Hello, Lika. Unfortunately, you died.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Who killed you?
Gith Yankee. Slowly. Painfully.
What do they want with you?
Absolute. Moonrise. Couldn't understand.
Interesting. So they assumed she was a cultist. How did you end up here?
Road to Baldur's Gates. Blocked. Took new path. Found Monastery. Remembered.
What did you remember?
A rhyme. Blood of Lathander. Hidden. Guarded by monks. Decided to look for it.
How does this rhyme go?
East, west. Blood is blessed. Beneath sun, it finds its rest.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Interesting. Because I did find something regarding the blood of Lathander. Very elaborate traps block our path down this passage. Whatever sits at the end must be worth protecting. Interesting. So we now know the song they were playing. Or the rhyme, as it were. Where's the boss man? Up here, I can talk to the boss man. He probably won't talk to me because I killed him, right?
The corpse seems willing to speak, but not to its killer.
That's really interesting. I wonder how... Like, how would you get to this encounter where this guy is dead, and yet you could still use... I guess in multiplayer you could probably do that. Like, if I kill him, me and my teammate kill him, and then my other player can talk to him, maybe? I don't know. It's interesting. So that way there... was the blood of Lathander path down here, but it was blocked by, like, a wall of light? I'm not going to worry about that puzzle now. I might do it on a subsequent playthrough. Honestly, I'm not sure my character would care that much about Lathander, except for the fact that, you know, there's treasure there. But I gave it a cursory glance and couldn't figure it out, so... whatever. Could be interesting, because I did not kill this one.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Why were you carrying this book?
Orpheus. Inspiration gives me hope.
Interesting. That's sacrilegious, right? Who is Orpheus?
Lost prince. Son of Gith. Forbidden.
How did you find out about Orpheus?
Honor. Voss's warriors. Hidden inside.
Voss's warrior armor. Voss's warrior is hidden inside. Why is he forbidden?
Flacketh. Threatens. Punishes.
What do you think of Vlaakith?
Cruel queen. Taints. Poisons. Keeps control.
Well, I see why they killed him.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Voss's armor. Interesting. This takes me out to the cliffside. Interesting. I guess I can jump up to here and climb? Yeah, seems like it. Elegant chest, cool. Elixir of Vigilance. Plus 5 bonus to initiative. In addition, you can't be surprised. Cool. Hello. Inopticus.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
What do you know about this weapon?
Nothing was telling the truth. Didn't
Fair enough.
know anything.
Weird break when you do speak with dead. I've noticed it do that sometimes. What are you doing here?
Path to Moonrise Towers. Absolute. Answering the call.
Okay, so they're just bypassing. Interesting. What's happening at Moonrise?
Gathering. Coalescing. Preparing.
Preparing for what?
Orders from the General.
What general?
Chosen of the Absolute.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Interesting. So there is a general at Moonrise Towers, apparently. And there's one of the Chosen. So I think that's... There was like an armored elf who I think is Ketheric Thorm, if I remember correctly from trailers and such. And then there's the undead lady, which I can't remember the name of. Seems to be some kind of priestess of Baal, if I were to hazard a guess. And then the other one was just a man?
Shame we couldn't procure some pack mules or horses.
Horses? Perish the thought. Those ill-tempered beasts are prone to biting.
Well, so are you, but we keep you around, don't we?
That was a good day.
And I'm not offering any rides, if that's what you want.
That was a good little interaction. Alright. Let's keep going.
Anything of use?
Hello.
I've got nothing left to take, so you might as well shove off.
Did someone steal something from me?
Steal? Eagles are bigger. They just take. Nest, prey, everything. That's how it works here.
I killed some eagles. Can't help but notice you have a nest right there.
Oh, sure, a nest. But it's not my nest. That's up on the roof with the eagles. Eagles are pricks.
I already killed those eagles, luckily for you.
Eagles can be killed. Incredible. Thank you, kind, tall, ugly stranger. My nest awaits.
That's it? No reward for my heroic deed?
Sorry. I'm just a bird. I don't have things to give you. Although, when I escaped the eagles, I spotted something buried near that ferry dock. Might be worth a look.
Cool. Thanks, buddy.
No hope of clearing this without a shovel.
I'm sure I have a shovel.
Arskel Stockhold, Dawnmaster. From death, life.
My mind and, well, in it. It's packed too tight. I'll need a shovel.
Alright, we're going to go to camp right here. And the reason we're going to go to camp is that I've found a dirt mine that I want to dig up.
No use digging with my bare hands.
I was sure I had a shovel. I may have accidentally sold it. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I just left it in my camp somewhere. So let's take a long rest. Let's talk to everyone.
You must have questions.
Ask her about the disc from the Creche.
The disc appears in your mind's eye. lae'zel sees it too.
I feel like we already did this dialogue.
Tissue markings. Ancient. I recognize them, but I can't make sense. No. Wait. The texts are enciphered, but there's a common speech translation beneath, carved in a different hand. It's a story about Orpheus.
Your head buzzes in concert with lae'zel's, but it hardly matters. Even without the connection, you'd recognize her discomfort.
Who's Orpheus?
A traitor. A dead one. This text is heresy. I can hardly bear to read it, let alone speak it.
Alright.
If you must, nothing good can come of it.
Okay. So I feel like I've already done that dialogue, but whatever. An area up here that I can go to. I guess these would probably be where someone else would be camping if I had more people in my party. I assume that's what that is for. But I had a bag sitting somewhere that was full of crap. I want to see if I can find it.
I suppose not many can boast that they've been to a Gith Creche and survived. Perhaps that's a good omen for our chances going forward, if you're feeling optimistic.
That's probably true. I don't think any of these will be new dialogue, because I've had all of them before. I was sure. Ah, here it is. There's all my crap things. Sure. So we want to fill with all the crap I want to sell, essentially. So for instance, all these Gith crossbows. Alright, we're back.
Walking freely out of a Gith Creche. A miracle if ever I've seen one. And trust me, I've seen quite a few.
Cool. Let's talk to Astarion.
The sooner we get out of this Gith warren, the better.
Probably true. And finally Scratch.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
Indeed I am. Alright, sweet. So, I did some stuff in the break. I'll take a rest and then I'll show you what I did. Should be able to auto-select a bit better. Why did it select? They really need to fix that. It has this issue where it counts stacked items as the full... Like, for the auto-select, it counts them as... like the number. So you see here, it thinks this is adding 3, but really it's adding 3 times 13, because there's a whole stack of 13 of it. But I should be able to find a +3 somewhere. There we go. Alright, so I did a bunch off screen. You may see lae'zel is looking a bit different. But let me do my buffing ritual and then I'll get back to you. Alright, we're back. So my main character is, for the most part, the same. I haven't changed really anything, I think. I was thinking about giving him another circlet. What was this other circlet I was looking at? No, I gave the circlet away to someone else. It's fine. So my main character, pretty much exactly the same. I haven't changed pretty much anything. He's wearing the same things he was wearing at the end. We move on. Shadowheart is a little different now. You'll notice that she is now a Tempest Domain Cleric. So I changed her subclass. I'm hoping this doesn't affect her story. I don't think it will, but we'll have to see. I also changed her stat distro. As you can see here, she's wearing heavy armor, so I don't need dex. So she's got 16 strength, 14 con, and 18 in wisdom. She's wearing the same chainmail shirt she was wearing and the same helmet. So creatures who miss their attack against me must make a dex saving throw or take 1d4 radiant damage. I've changed out the boots and the gloves. These are very healer spec. So when I heal, they get 3 temporary hit points and they also get resistance to physical damage. I've changed those out. Situationally, I might need these depending on the fight I'm doing, I guess. But for now, I've swapped them out to Gloves of Belligerent Skies. Thunder Conversion. When your wearer deals thunder damage, lightning damage, or radiant damage, you inflict 2 stacks of Reverberation. What Reverberation does is it gives them a -1 penalty to Strength, Dex, and Constitution saving throws per their remaining turn. And we also have, when the entity has 4 or more turns of Reverberation, it takes 1 to 4 thunder damage and possibly falls prone. The condition is removed afterwards. So I can just bang out thunder damage, and I'm going to be doing a launch of thunder, lightning, and radiant because I'm a storm cleric now. And we also have the speedy Lightfoot. So when the wearer dashes or takes a similar action during combat, they gain 3 lightning charges. And what the lightning charge also gives me +1 to athletics, which is nice as well. But what the lightning charges do is that lightning courses through, you have +1 to attack rolls and deal an additional 1 lightning damage. If you gain 5 charges, they're consumed, and the next time you deal damage, you'll deal an additional 1d8 of lightning damage. So that's what those do. We gave her this necklace here, which, when one of your cantrips deals acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage, add your spellcasting modifier to the damage, so we're doing even more damage. We then have the Whispered Promise, Bless Mercy. When you heal a creature, you gain 1d4 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws, so that's the same as what we had. But we also have this too. While concentrating on a spell, the wearer's weapon attacks deal an additional 1 to 4 damage. We also gave her this crossbow because she no longer has any dex, so the bow was kind of useless because you're getting no bonus anyway, so I just went with a crossbow because it does more damage. This is also a magic crossbow, so I can do some force damage rather than physical damage, which is pretty good. And we gave her the Defender Flail. Because Storm Clerics get proficiency in all martial weapons, I can get her a better weapon rather than the club she was using before. So we reduce incoming bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage by 1 point. It is a +1 weapon, which is always nice. It gives 1 to my armor class, which gives me an armor class of 20, so she's kind of tanky now. And also we get tenacity, like my old weapon had, so you can do some damage if you miss your main attack. You can still do 3 bludgeoning damage anyway. So she's been buffed quite considerably. Storm Cleric is a bit better than Trickery Cleric for the build I'm going for. Essentially, I wanted to just try and, like, you know, tank and do damage. So we now have, like, a pretty big damage dealer. In here, you can see we have Cold Lightning and Sleet Storm. So we have some ways to do massive control, and we have ways to do massive damage. Also worth noting that this 3d10 is very good, And also, where would you even see? I guess it's in here, probably. Yeah, there you go, Destructive Wave. When you roll thunder or lightning damage, you can use your channel divinity to deal the maximum damage instead. I love Storm Clerics. They are lots of fun. So essentially, I can just do 30 damage whenever I want by spending a channel divinity. So you can see I've got my channel divinity here, which I got on a short rest. So I have a guaranteed 30 damage on any turn I want, pretty much, which is fantastic. We still have Turn Undead as normal, but we also have Shatter, we also get that as a domain spell, and Gust of Wind, that's also a domain spell. We got Thunderwave and Fog Cloud, and I actually have her planned out going forward. Like, I know the next feats I want to get her and all that kind of stuff as well, so she's looking good going forward. Astarion, we don't have a huge amount of difference, except I gave him this knife here over his old one. So this one is just kind of good. It means I crit on a 19 and a 20 rather than just a 20. And if I roll 2 damage or less, I get to reroll the dice, taking the higher result. And also Shadow Blade, so I have advantage on attack rolls against lightly or heavily obscured targets when using the blade. So if we're fighting in the dark, I just do more damage, which is cool. Well, I hit more often, I get advantage. I also gave him this circlet here, which is Synergistic Movements. When you inflict conditions, gain Arcane Synergy for 2 rounds. So what Arcane Synergy does, your weapon attacks deal additional damage equal to the affected entity's spellcasting ability modifier. So I think, essentially, if he's targeting mage enemies, he does more damage to them? I don't know, it's not entirely clear to me what this does, but it sounds cool nonetheless. This, I also gave him this. Amulet of Branding, it gives me Brand the Weak. So essentially, I can just make a target, for a bonus action, I can make a target vulnerable to bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing damage. And since I do all piercing damage on everything, I essentially can just make a target vulnerable to piercing for 3 turns, so I'm just dishing out damage on them, essentially. Because vulnerable means they take double damage. So if they're taking double damage from piercing, and I'm doing everything piercing, plus snake attack, plus everything else, that's very, very good. So that's awesome. I think that's all for Astarion. And finally we have lae'zel, who has changed the most, mainly because I've fucked around with her stat distro. All her classes and stuff are the same. I've still got 2 fighter, 2 barb, 1 druid. We're moving up in druid because I want to get wild shape. I want to be able to essentially rage and then go into wild shape is the plan. But because I switched around all her stats, it actually became beneficial for her to actually use her unarmed defense. So you can see here we have 17 strength, 18 dex, 16 con, 6 intelligence, interestingly, I'll show why that happened in a second, and 15 wisdom. So when we actually get our ability score improvement on druid, which will be a while down the road, we still need 3 more levels, but we're going to put 1 into strength and 1 into wisdom. So we'll have a +3 in wisdom and a +4 in strength. But she is acid resistant and cold resistant. But we have the Circlet of Psionic Revenge. When you succeed a saving throw, the foe that caused the throw takes 1 to 4 psychic damage. Also, a Githyanki wearing this gets a +1 bonus to intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. So she's getting quite a big buff from this, because it's Githyanki specific. We have the Robe of Summer, which is the robe I used to be wearing, which gives her resistance to cold damage, which is great. Gloves of Dexterity puts her dexterity score to 18, that's why she has such nutty stats. Because really she has 8 dexterity, so this is giving me +10 to my dexterity, which is kind of huge. And we have Vash Kukur's Boots, which means I have acid resistance, essentially. And then finally we have this here, which is just a Githyanki wearing this amulet has advantage on intelligence saving throws. Aberrations also have disadvantage on attack rolls against them. So we have this kind of ability down here. For a bonus action, I can make it so I gain advantage on attack rolls against aberrations. And I also gave her Cacophony, so she's got a bow staff now. So she'll be doing less damage, kind of. Really she'll be doing more, because she had this one before, which was doing 5 to 16. This one's doing 6 to 16, so it actually raises the floor a bit. Also, some of it is thunder damage. It also gives me Thunderous Smite, which I can't use when I'm raging, but there's situations where I run in before I can rage. If I have to like sprint to the enemy, for instance, if I have to do a dash, and then I make it to them, and then I hit them, it'd be good to have Thunderous Smite. And she's got the bow she had before, which is a Titan String Bow. So this weapon deals additional damage equal to the strength modifier. And also, because we have 18 dex now, this bow is actually hitting more often if I have to use it. But I think that's everything. She's changed quite significantly compared to what she used to look like, and so is Shadowheart. The rest are pretty much the same. Everyone else is pretty much the same, but these guys have all been changed quite significantly. But I think that's everything. Let's leave camp.
Don't fancy getting my hands dirty. I need it.
We have to go back to camp because I have to see if I can find a shovel around here somewhere. I don't think I left a shovel on the ground anywhere. Unless it's in here somewhere. I guess I'm not digging up whatever this is. That's fine. I love how I originally went there so I could get a shovel and then I never had one. I guess I can mark it on the map. It's fine. Here we go. Need shovel. I'll probably never come back to that, but it's on the map if I need to. Alright. Let's continue, shall we? They look like they made up. There was this path up here too, right? That led to a cave? I guess I can go look at the cave too.
What's hiding here?
Try speaking with dead.
The corpse has nothing to say.
Oh, to the goblin camp. Was there a path through the goblin camp I didn't see? Yeah, sure. Oh, I have to sleep going through here, I guess. Because it takes me a whole day's ride from the goblin camp to here, I guess. Hello.
Supreme Kithrak, has Vlaakith sent you to slay me with your own blade?
I've not come to kill you, lae'zel. I've come to aid you.
Don't trust him.
Skakek Kia Gith Shabeleth. My blade rests. Mother Gith compels you to listen.
Go for it, lae'zel.
Speak. My ear is yours.
I know you carry the astral prism, lae'zel. Within it lies the seed of Vlaakith's demise, and I intend to help you bring it to fruition.
Vlaakith's demise? Skaketh. I should run you through for suggesting it.
This is an interesting development. Are you talking about the person inside? Do you know who that is?
If they have not said, they must have good reason, and I won't be the one to betray them. But the one inside's chosen you as an ally, protects you with their power. That very power will be the end of Vlaakith's tyranny. The prism's tenant must be let loose. I've sought their freedom for eons. When the prism went missing, I feared the worst. Instead, you've granted the opportunity I've so long awaited. All that remains is the key that unchains them. And I've found someone who I believe can provide it. Bring the prism to Baldur's Gate. I'll be waiting in a taproom called Shares's Caress. That is where we decide the fate of my people.
This is very interesting.
Together we will break our chains and be Vlaakith's slaves no longer.
I am no slave, just still Kithrak. The Undying Queen is my freedom. It is she who will purify me, and she who will ascend me.
Lies, lae'zel, every last one. There is no purification, no ascension. The Zaith does not purify, it extracts memory and kills the infected. Nor does the Lich Queen glorify
She is a
the
lich.
ascended.
Interesting.
She feeds on most all of them to grow her power and pursue godhood.
Madness! You flood me with this heresy. I will hear no more of it.
He speaks true of the Zathisk. You need to trust him. Yeah, the Zathisk cut your intelligence down by 2.
I served Vlaakith the whole of my life. Learned her words, fought her battles. Yet she names me her Sharlak. Your words carry truth. I will meet you in Baldur's Gate. Do not make me regret it.
lae'zel, I see Talakma Gear in you, sister in freedom. Together we will be our people's light. Take this. It is a Quanith, a psionic detector. The Queen's warriors hunt you. The Quanith will sound you out when you come near their portals. Hear its cry and prepare for battle, or slip away. I should go. Vlaakith's gaze pierces the seas and skies. She believes me loyal, and I can't afford her mistrust. Keep the astral prism close. Let no one take it from you. Slay any who try. Now to Baldur's Gate. I'll be waiting, lae'zel.
Interesting. So we just added another faction here. Which I think to my count is 6. That's a good achievement. The achievement there was join with Voss against the Lich Queen Vlaakith. ... Good luck. So I think that's 6 factions. We have the Absolute. We have the person in the prism who's been talking to us. We have Vlaakith. We have Voss. And we also have... We have the Absolute, person in the prism, Vlaakith, Voss. There was another one. Raphael, and then there's one more on top of that. I had this all sorted out because I was going to make a video on it, because I was kind of trying to piece it all together. I think I had 5 initially, and now we've got Voss as well. What the hell am I forgetting? I don't know, but I can't remember. But there's a lot of people going into this puzzle. No. Who wants to speak? lae'zel? I mean, fuck, yeah, it is lae'zel. Okay, let's talk to everybody. Start with lae'zel, shall we?
Vlaakith Kosivim Crashet. Only in Vlaakith may we find light. These were the first words I ever read on Tirsu's slate. But they are no mere aphorism. They are law. They are creed. The root from which the 10,000 protocols stem. Forsake one protocol, and forsake Vlaakith. Forsake Vlaakith, and be the blood and meat which sates her dragons. If Voss speaks true, if Ascension is a lie, if Tadpole Purification is a fairy tale, then I have not sinned against Vlaakith. She has sinned against me.
Ooh. I like this even better. What does Ascension entail, exactly?
Ascension is a young Githyanki's greatest honor. Long ago, the Ghaik enslaved my people. They dominated our minds and bred us for war, until Great Mother Gith took a hammer to our bonds. From the day of our hatching, young Gith have one purpose: to train hard enough to slay a Ghaik and take its head. Then, we speak the rite of ascension, and a red dragon comes to fly us to Vlaakith, in Tunarath, City of Death. We are honored with an eternal home in the astral, celebrated for our victory. We are ascended. Or so I believed.
What's called Vlaakith the Tyrant? Does this mean you agree?
I'd never thought Vlaakith a tyrant, or me as a vassal. She was the source of my might, and I the envoy of her will. A warrior, a champion, a destroyer. But if Voss is right, and Vlaakith consumes the Ascended to gain power, then I am no destroyer. I am mere livestock, bred to be harvested and devoured. Every Githyanki is a slave with a singular purpose. Not to cull the Ghaik, not to prevent their grand design, but to raise Vlaakith to true godhood.
That one makes sense. She's trying to follow the same path as... Yeah, interesting. It will make sense if she's a lich, right? She can just steal the life energy of people. Who's the one in the prism, do you think?
I don't know. I can't know. And that drives me mad. At first, I thought them an illithid deception, a trick of the tadpole. But the dream figure is real. It lives in the prism. Voss believes they are the seed of Vlaakith's demise and the agent of Githyanki freedom. And I believe he may be right.
And if he's wrong, and the claims are wrong, and Vlaakith's are real?
Then, when the Kithraki come for me, and come they will, I will submit to their blades. They would
Fair
feed
enough.
me to their dragons, and I would deserve no better.
Interesting.
Yes. I'd like time to think. We'll meet Kithrak Voss at Cheres's Caress in Baldur's Gate. Until then, be vigilant. Vlaakith's eyes are upon us.
Let's ask her about the disc now.
The disc appears in your mind's eye. lae'zel.
Tissue markings. Ancient. I recognize
This is the same.
Deciphered. It's a story.
Your head buzzes in concert with lae'zel's. But it
Who's
hardly
Orpheus?
matters.
A traitor. A dead one. This text is heresy. I can hardly bear to read
Okay.
it, let alone if you must. Nothing good can come of it.
Have you thought about making use of the tadpole's power?
Mark my words. This power would be no blessing, but a curse. You might as well ask me to gouge out my eyes for the promise of consume all the gate tadpoles you wish. I'm not so craven. Gladly.
So they were both the same. I am interested to see whether or not that changes after she's had time to think about this a bit. Because it was the one in the prism telling us to consume tadpoles, right?
I didn't expect lae'zel to turn on the Lich Queen so readily. Wonders never cease.
That's fine. That's all the same. Honestly, I wasn't necessarily expecting it. I wasn't expecting to be able to do it without a persuasion roll. That's for damn sure. Where's Gale? Oh, he's not here because we're not in a real version of the camp, I think.
So, lae'zel's going to war with Vlaakith? Going to break her chains in Baldur's Gate? Good for her.
I like Astarion. Astarion and me share a vision of freedom. I think that's a big go-between between the both of us. Am I going back to Act 1? I think I am.
the ready.
What's that?
Hitting the wrong fucking thing.
No use digging with my bare hands.
This is annoying. Surely, this is, by the way, back into Act 1. It's good to know that I can go between them. Wait, there is a shovel right here, I see it. I have no idea what happened to my shovel. But this one is still here, which is useful. Give me this. Beautiful. Alright, cool. So we have a shovel. Alright, we're here. Well, this is clearly a coffin. Read. Beloved Dawnmaster Stockhold, buried with a ceremonial mace in honor of the many humble maces he wielded in his lifetime as he purged the evil from this land. It's also a candle and a gold ring. I'll take all that. I am also going to...
If not over, then through.
come over here because... I think I know where to put this. That looks like a mace to me.
The monastery's notable keepers adorn these intricate panels. Dawnmaster Vasaid wielding... The rest of the inscription and picture has shattered away.
Interesting. So who did I have? It was Dawnmaster Stockhold.
The monastery's notable keepers adorn these intricate evensong before the Zenith
That one,
Day,
okay.
celebrated by dawn.
I think we want to put the rusty mace on this one, I guess.
Looks like any regular weapons I have work here too.
Interesting.
The monastery's notable keepers adorn these intricate panels.
So we have sword, mace. He looks like he's holding a hammer. Let's look at
The
Seed.
consecration of the monastery, conducted by Dawnmaster Seed.
Interesting. He looks like he's holding a hammer of some description. Do I have a mace or a hammer?
Watch your back.
Blackets will be done.
Not really. Maybe. Hammer half might work.
Objective noted.
Let's try hammer half. Nope. That did not work. So it's not a hammer. It could be a mace. It looks like a warhammer. That's a maul, technically. So it is different to a hammer. If I find those weapons, let me mark this on my map. Hammer. Puzzle. And broken. Yeah. Let's go stained glass puzzle. Stained glass. Let's go glass puzzle. Hammer. I think we need a hammer for that one, and then for this guy, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could try a few things. I bet if I searched around more, I could find more about it, but for now, it's fine. Rosy Morn, Monastery Trail. Alright. I don't know if I'm going to be coming back here at all, but anyway. That's going to be it for this episode. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Where we'll continue on to Moonrise, I guess, right? Presumably. I want to do a bit of exploring up here. But that's following the mountain pass, so it obviously takes me somewhere more interesting. But that's going to be it. As I said, like, subscribe, all that kind of jazz, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.